Every day, more than 50,000 guests board a WestJet flight to destinations in Canada, the United States, the Caribbean, or Central America. They give little thought to the thousands of man-hours or the millions of dollars invested to ensure the airplanes they're boarding are as safe as possible. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, hundreds of aircraft maintenance engineers at technical operations bases all across Canada endure the extremes of hot and cold, wind, rain, snow, and ice to ensure that more than 100 WestJet airplanes are ready to meet their schedules. And behind them are hundreds of TechOps support personnel working together to ensure they have the parts, tools, and information to get the job done right, safely, and on time. Every morning, each WestJet airplane has to be inspected and readied for the day's flying. That means checking fluid levels, wear on the tires and brakes, and fixing those minor defects that pop up every day. Although we concentrate our maintenance in the larger cities, a fair portion of our daily checks are distributed to the smaller communities where 1 or 2 engineers look after the handful of airplanes that visit the airport. While the airplanes are in service, problems do pop up, but thanks to communication between flight operations, maintenance control, and planning, defects are troubleshot and arrangements are made for manpower and to have parts shipped and delivered to where they'll be needed, even before the airplane arrives. Of course, it's TechOps' job to keep the airplanes flying, so line maintenance engineers work around the other teams loading and servicing the airplane to fix these defects before the next flight. ETOPS approval has allowed WestJet to add several long over-water routes to the network. Each ETOPS flight requires TechOps to give the airplane another thorough inspection. These ETOPS checks sometimes require TechOps to make repairs, swap airplanes, or move them between domestic and international gates. When each job's done, the paperwork is completed and the airplane released for service. Every log page is then sent to technical records. Twice a year, each airplane undergoes additional maintenance checks by another group of dedicated engineers back in the hangar. These checks require in-depth inspections to be carried out, parts to be adjusted or changed, and systems to be serviced. They also complete service bulletins or add parts that'll improve airplane performance. Modifications and part changes are rigorously investigated by the Reliability Department and Configuration Team before being routed through the system by maintenance programs and planning before they're installed on the airplanes. Engines are monitored for their performance and condition and changed when they start to wear. As many as 30 engines are scheduled to be changed every year, and unseen events drive even more. Keeping an eye on the bottom line, WestJet transfers many serviceable components and accessories from the old engine over to the new one. It's simple, and it saves over $1 million in spare parts and unnecessary overhauls. Other groups in TechOps ensure that every unserviceable part removed from the airplane are repaired, mindful of the cost, and making sure more than 400 contractors across North America are following WestJet-approved processes and procedures. Despite all of WestJet's hard work and effort, there are still times when our airplanes suffer unavoidable damage like bird strikes and lightning strikes. Before the next flight, the whole airframe and its systems have to be inspected for damage. Often the worst part of these events are the delays they create and the inconvenience to our guests as they wait for the airplane to return to service. From the moment WestJet buys an airplane to its last flight, TechOps is there. We're involved before the manufacturer assembles the first 2 pieces. We're there to bring them into service, and we'll be there when the time comes for them to leave our airline. It's the dedication of every person in TechOps from St. John's to Victoria that has made WestJet's fleet one of the safest, most reliable, and best maintained fleets anywhere in the world. That's something we can all be proud of.